So we've been coming here for about, what, 10 months or something like that?
So it's about that, yeah.
Just to see if we can get things off the ground. But do you want to go through just how we met again?
Well, I mean, as you know, I mean, we hadn't come across each other for, must be at least 20 years. And it was a chance meeting at my work. We just came across each other, and it was one of these kind of moments that you recognise each other, and it's a kind of split second to try and put the face to how you know each other. But then as we get talking, you were saying about you had started these drone reeds and asked if I fancied trying them. I thought, well, I'll give anything a shot. I'm not saying I was sceptical, because I know you're from the past and you wouldn't be dealing with anything that's rubbish anyway. But you always think maybe this kind of synthetic drone reed has gone as far as it has. But certainly when I put them in, that's the next step. And I didn't have any vested interest in this, other than you asked me to try them. And the minute I put them in with my pipes, it was like unbelievable. The sound, I think people will agree with that. But how did you get it started anyway? Where did it come from? You've obviously had dimensions and sizes and materials and ideas that you were looking to make a drone reed from, and you never just plucked that out the air.
The idea was a kind of almost like a light bulb moment when we know each other from early 90s and all of that kind of stuff. So we've gone through the cane and then the availability of some synthetic reeds, and we all had the Jeff Ross original ones with the lollipop.
Right,
and
the big lollipop sticks,
and
yeah.
There was a couple of things that came to mind. Was the dimensions of that were different from a drone reed, so I thought a drone reed in acetyl plastic needed to kind of look like a drone reed that was cane. And then the other things came from my kind of engineering background, you know, just starting with something and then just managing the change, recording the change, using technology. For example, we used a wee micro wind tunnel to see how the air actually went through the reeds and things like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of effort that's gone into all of that.
What always gets me is when you look at them, they look right. I know it's maybe a bit of a cliche, but when you look at it, you look at the dimensions, the length, the diameters, even the screw. At the end, it just looks at you, think that should be right, that should go, and it does go.
I think when people get the reeds and they put them in their hands, they kind of have those dimensions. The silhouette of the reed is right, and so they already get a confidence that when they're going to put them in their pipes, then they're going to be okay. There was a couple of things that were important. For example, the kind of technical strike-ins, that was important, and we actually tested that on the wind tunnel, and that was really important. But other things as well was stability.
What I did want to ask you was, I mean, you had mentioned a while ago where the Soundmax logo came from. When you were saying something about a motorcycle company that was the same kind of...
Well, it's a motorcycle company and a manufacturer of musical instruments, because it's from the original Yamaha font.
Right.
So when I saw the font in the side of a piano it was,
that's
then
what
I thought
that
I didn't want to go with the Glasgow Drone Company or I can't really use my name because it's got associations with other things. So it was a case of looking at just what we were trying to achieve, and what we're trying to achieve is to give people the maximum opportunity to get the maximum benefit from their bagpipe, and you know, that's started with drone reeds, but that's going to continue into new products that are going to be released over the next kind of couple of weeks.
Well, we've got a few things in the pipeline that we'll just keep under wraps at the moment, but I think some of them are quite exciting. One or two of them in particular.
I think
and how popular the reeds become. I know you're dealing with the distributing of them. So where are we sending them out to now? What countries or how many places have been sending them out to?
Well, it's still early days. So we only started shipping last October or something like that. We had some people who were interested in road testing the reeds, so we've given quite a lot away on the basis of getting some feedback and getting some real learning from how the reeds are behaving and how people are enjoying them. So since last October to maybe about December, we hadn't really sold many reeds. We were looking at just improving things, improving the material supply, they're merchandised in a bag, which is unusual in
I
comparison
actually
to
quite
the
like
other
that.
nades.
It takes quite a nice touch, that, I think.
The feedback's really good.
Yeah.
So from October to now, we now have Reeds in 34 countries, which I didn't expect that at all.
That's quite amazing, actually. That's.
But a lot of the customers are customers that I dealt with 20 years ago with the Hardy's business, so it's going back to them, and they're happy to support us going forward. Where we are now is we've just come off the back of a major championship on Saturday with various competitions happening around the world, and we had Reeds being played in all of the adult grades in Ingliston and Edinburgh on Saturday, and we had Reeds getting played at all of the competitions. We don't have that marquee yet of a band that everyone recognises and things like that. That's not happened yet. But I suspect that's like everything in the pipe band world that many people are looking on at the moment just to see what happens. And hopefully at some point we'll secure a customer that is a marquee customer, and we'll see how it goes this year. One of the guys that's been confident to give us some feedback, his kind of nickname is Tonesar, Christopher Hamilton.
Oh, I've seen that, Tonesar.
And Chris has come back and actually said that the sound that he's managed to achieve is the best that he has achieved in 57 years of playing bagpipes, which is a tremendous accolade for us.
And again, I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
So he seems to be happy with his purchase so far.
So like you say, you want to be able to spend as little time tuning your pipes as possible. You want to get them out the box, tune them, get them warmed up, then start practicing, rehearsing, whatever you want to call it. You want to get into practicing. You don't want to be tuning and flicking drone reeds and putting hairs in and moving them about, and they come down, and then you need to coax it back up. You put the hair in too far and things like that. Absolutely. You just want to pick them out the box, get them warmed up, and then hit it. Yeah, and that's exactly what you're doing if you get them set up.